Boy, Peter Rosenberg about to join us from New York. Of course, Peter grew up here, a proud BCC Baron, University of Maryland grad. He's all over the place now. ESPN, he's arguing with Stephen A. He's fighting.
He's going to wrestle
WWE.
against somebody tomorrow.
He does it all, man. Peter, what's up, dude? How are you?
And right now, I'm burping a baby, and we're going to see if she lets me get through this without crying.
Well, the rule
that's probably going to be no.
The rule we have is that's more important, so you hang up with us whenever you need to.
I appreciate that. That's very modern of you, okay?
Hey, tell him, Pete, you probably going to hang up anyway if you have to.
Do you know Nikki Jobvala covers the Skins for the Post?
Yes.
So she had a little baby probably about a year ago now. And whenever she would come on with us, we're like, all right, Nikki, don't worry. If anything happens, just hang up. And so you now get the Nikki Jobvala baby treatment. Congratulations.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And guess what? I just, while you were saying that, was wiping a good gob of spit up off of my hand.
How's it going with the little one, dude? How's the sleep?
Sleep is not a problem. You guys are aware I had my first child later in life, so I was able to do some of the good things, like get myself a night nurse.
Oh, yeah.
And she really helped develop us a pattern. This baby, she generally, like last night, I'd say she was down around 10:30. She got up around 8:30. So
that's a great, full, dude.
Yeah, 10 hours.
Hey, you need to get that night nurse a bonus.
Yeah.
Bro, no, I don't, BMitch. She did just fine. So anyways, that part we got. I did just have the quintessential, typical, absolute stereotypical dad meltdown, not able to get our we have one of these strollers that folds up into a car seat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I just could not get it to snap into the base. I had a borderline in the street meltdown, just like you'd expect.
Yeah, I can tell you JP's friend.
They teach us to flip out.
The meltdown?
Yeah.
I have a slight flip out tendency.
He flips out for anything, though, Peter.
I've gotten much calmer as I've aged.
No, you haven't.
Well, I'm glad everything's going great with the baby, dude. There's a lot for us to discuss, but I don't want to. You have no problem causing your own trouble, so this won't cause any trouble. You're a Penguins fan, even though you grew up here. But how much did you enjoy watching Ovi break the Gretzky record and kind of how the NHL and Gretzky and Ovi, I thought they all just nailed every step of this.
Oh, yeah, it really turned out awesome. And, we did a lot of it, a lot of coverage of it actually on my show because my partner, Don LaGreca, is a huge hockey man, does play-by-play for the Rangers, and is just a renowned hockey guy. We talked about it quite a bit, and it was awesome to see the attention, the well-deserved attention that it got. Ovi being the kind of dude that he is, and I was following along, JP, on your social media and others, just seeing the way he carried himself through it. Gretzky was great. The NHL was great. Mm-hmm. The biggest downside was that one of the best hookups I've had in my life has been at UBS Arena. And when I tell you they shut me down for those tickets instantaneously,
really?
I mean, DC went hard. They did not have a ticket. I went on StubHub. I wanted to go, JP, with our friend Jody Rosen, who was going to drive up.
Sure.
And yeah, dude, the tickets for $1,500.
Wow.
But yeah, man, it was cool to see. And even though life is long, and I've been a Penguins fan now for 30 some years, but the earliest days of me in hockey in the mid 80s were at the Cap Center, seeing Mike Ridley and Jeff Courtnall and Kevin Hatcher and Calle Johansson. So I go back with the Caps too. And it was awesome to see Ovi get his well-deserved flowers as the greatest goal scorer we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think you nailed it there. I think one thing that's cool is how hockey, specifically Ovi, when we were kids, Peter, not a lot of people played hockey. It was extremely niche among people that played hockey. And what it is now in the DC area, a ton of kids play hockey, a ton of girls play hockey. And maybe that evolution would have happened anyway, but I think there's a direct corollary in this city to Ovechkin's rise and stardom to hockey's popularity in the city.
Definitely.
Well, I mean, of course. I mean, and I guess you guys have probably had this conversation, but like, you know, I've been doing the math. He's got to be the greatest athlete in the history of the city. You know, you can have a conversation about Darryl Green. You know, there are a few people, if you want to count Cal Ripken, because there was no Nationals then, like, but in terms of what he was able to accomplish in the sport that he plays over the time that he did it, and brought this team their first Stanley Cup, when you add it all up, and by the way, is going to compete for one this year. Mm-hmm. When you add it all up, it's crazy. He literally is probably the best pro athlete in the history of the DMV. And guys like that, they change the way our region sees a sport. And like, dude, there's been nothing else to cheer for in that building over the last 15 years. It's Ovi's building. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so depressing to think about the would-be stars that we thought we had on the basketball team there. All of them, literally everybody flamed out. John Wall, Bradley Beal, you go down the list.
Gil.
Nobody ended up being exactly who we hoped they could be.
Yeah.
And Ovi has been everything. It's really hard. There's not really a negative thing to say about this guy and the level of impact that he had on the area. And I know it's crazy because, yes, the Penguins are the hockey team I root for, but I probably love DC being my home more than I love hockey. So I have a lot of love and joy for what he's done for my friends and family in that city. It's amazing.
Man, game recognized game. I know you're a Penguins fan, but you still, you see him, you know how good he is.
Well, and also, and don't forget, I mean, him and Sid have a lot of magic in Michael. They coming in the league at the same time, and I know Caps fans will argue it until they're blue in the face. Sid is the better player to me, and he's the all-time. He'll be seen as the all-time better hockey player. But Ovi's the greatest goal scorer of all time. Yeah. And the fact is, there was Mario before there was Sid. There was nothing before Ovi. Like, he is first of his name, Alexander Ovechkin, and first of his game. Like, respect to the guys we grew up with and Rod Langway and the all-time Cap greats that existed, but no one even sniffs or approximates what he's been for that franchise. So I just love that it also made the Caps Penguins such a meaningful thing. Like, kids out there listening are too young to know, Caps Penguins wasn't always the thing. It really became a thing because of those two guys going to war.
Well, I remember as a kid when Lemieux was outrageous. I remember at Westland Middle School, people had Mario Lemieux cutouts hanging in their locker because the Penguins knocked the Caps out of the playoffs seemingly every year. I remember when the Caps got past the Penguins in the second round in 2018 in their cup run, that's when it felt different. It was like, oh my God, they finally beat the Pens. Kuznetsov scores that goal. It's like nothing's going to stop them. Like just getting past Pittsburgh was so. And dude, I do think you're right. I think the Ovi Crosby rivalry, especially if you go back, remember that first winter, I don't know if it was the first ever, but that winter classic was probably like 01, 02. It had to be later than that. It had to be like 08-ish.
Yeah.
And it was the Caps going up to Pittsburgh to play the Pens outside. New Year's Day outside, and they did that HBO, whatever that series was called. And it was, who was the coach then? It was Boudreaux, and he would just curse up a storm. I mean, the hype around just that Winter Classic was off the charts, man. and I think you're right that Ovi Crosby helped hockey similarly to, Magic Bird, whatever you want to call it. But those great rivalries where both guys end up winning a cup drives it forward.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Sid has multiple cups. He has the gold medal, the game winner for Canada. He's got all these things. But now Ovi has this goal record. And guess what? The Penguins were eliminated this week officially. The Caps are going to go try to play for a Stanley Cup.
Right.
My baby's done with this call. I love you guys.
I can tell. It's all right. You say hello to Maya Jaden, and you enjoy. Thanks for the time, brother.
Bye, guys.
All right.
Babies win, bro.
Babies more important than radio calls.
I'm telling you, and they're small, but They're powerful, dog. They know how to make you do what they want you to do.
Dude.
They can't say, I need this, but you figure it out real quick, don't you?
They're loud.
Oh, yeah.
It might be small, but they're plenty loud.